Shalom, this is Yair Davidiy speaking to you from the land of Israel. I represent Brit-Am, Hebrew tribes. We believe that the lost 10 tribes are to be found amongst Western nations. We have proof of it. We have evidence from the Bible, from secular sources, from rabbinical sources, from numerous fields of study. We have brought everything together and we have shown in our works and in our articles and in our books and in every way possible that the lost 10 tribes are amongst Western nations. And some of our evidence is very strong, very concrete, is incontrovertible in some cases. And other aspects of it are more in the field of realm of possibilities, of likelihoods. But everything helps, everything points in the same direction, everything is worth studying and worth knowing about and of value. So today we're going to discuss the breastplate of the high priest. The breastplate of the high priest, actually what it was a cloth, a square piece of cloth, folded in a long piece of cloth which was folded in half, placed on the chest of the high priest, and precious jewels were embedded in this cloth. The cloth itself was made out of a mixture of linen and wool and different fabrics, also a golden thread. It's called the hoshin in Hebrew. It's called the hoshin in Hebrew, and in English it is translated as a breastplate, which is a little bit misleading. But at all events, this is what it was. It had in the breastplate there were 12 stones. 12 stones representing the 12 tribes of Israel. The stones were arranged according to most opinions in rows of 3 columns. 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, went from the reading in the Hebrew, and it would have went in this direction. Actually 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, in 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore you get 4 stones. That was what the breastplate was. It was 12 stones arranged in 3 columns of 4 rows. 12 stones altogether, and each stone had upon it the name of one of the tribes of Israel. And these tribes are listed, and the stones are listed. The stones may be seen in Exodus 28, verse 15 onwards. We're a list of the stones as given in English. Actually, you'll find in most translations, all translations actually, a translation of the Hebrew into the names of stones that you are familiar with. But these translations are not correct, and according to most opinions, and also according to our understanding, the Hebrew names actually should be given as something else. But at all events, that is what there was in the Bible. So some people say what we know. We know from the Bible that on each stone was engraved a name of the tribe, and that there were 12 stones, but we don't know which tribe was which, because according to some opinions the tribes were listed in order of their birth. Other opinions say that they were listed in according to their mothers, because Jacob, the forefather of Israel, who was renamed Israel, Jacob and Israel are one and the same personages. Jacob had 4 wives, or 4 women from whom he begat children. His first wife was Leah. Leah begat 6 children. She had a maidservant named Zilpah. She begat 2 children. After that came Rachel, who was the sister of Leah. She begat 2 children. And Bilhah, who was a handmaiden of Rachel, and she too begat 2 children. Also, altogether we have 12 children, representing the 12 tribes of Israel. But we don't know in what order their names were. Some say that the names were according to the mothers and their maidservants. Others give different orders. And so it's not certain from that point of view. But we found a source, Midrash Rabbah, Midbar 2:7. It arranges the tribes according to their mothers, but here and there jumbles them around for reasons of its own. But based on internal evidence and for other reasons, we decided that this is probably the most accurate depiction, the most accurate order of the tribes, and the other great authorities also say the same. And it itself is a source which has authority. So we accepted it. We accepted this arrangement, and that is the arrangement we're going to speak of. The stones mentioned are Edom. We identify the stone Edom with the ruby, and we attribute it to the tribe of Reuben. The Pitta, the emerald, the Simeon, the Barakat is Bakarani is known according to the Ammonites in Yemen. And Nofech, turquoise, was a tribe of turquoise. It's the tribe of Yehuda. Sapphire, it's the sapphire, the tribe of Issachar. Yahalom was a diamond. Others say the pearl, but at all events this was the stone of Zebulun. The Leshem was amber, and it was the stone of Dan. The Sheba or Sheba was the type of grey agate stone. It was the stone of Gad. Loch Lama was the type of amethyst. A mauve purple type of stone. It apparently pertained to Naphtali. The Tarshish stone was aquamarine. It pertained to Asher. The Shoham stone was onyx. It was black or dark green. It pertained to Joseph. The Yashpa was the jasper stone. It pertained to Benjamin. Also, there was a series of Israeli stamps issued in February 2012. They have this series of stamps depicts the high priest with the breastplate, and then it gives for each and every tribe, it gives a separate stamp with the stone. As we said, we ourselves accepted the lineage, or the Seder of lineages, represented by the Midrash Bamidbar 2-7. And so this is what we're going to speak of today. The first stone is known as, in Hebrew, as the Edom. Hebrew means red. We identify it with the ruby. It has been identified by others as well with the ruby. And this is the stone of Reuben. Even the very name Ruby may be considered a nickname for Reuben. In these days, when you see someone called Ruby, often his real name is Reuben. It's just called Ruby for short. And this stone is red, a deep reddish colour. It indicates passion, martial qualities, tendencies to impulsiveness. And we find the tribe of Reuben to have been influential amongst the French people, and they do have these qualities. The next stone was the Pitta. This Pitta stone was green. It was apparently the emerald. An emerald is a green stone, a precious green stone. And we identify Simeon, that belonged to Simeon. This stone, Pitta stone, belonged to Simeon. We identify Simeon with scattered elements, people amongst the Jews, people amongst the 10 tribes, all over the place, especially amongst the Welsh, amongst the Irish, amongst the Celtic people in Brittany and France, but also in other places we find elements connected with the Simeon. It was prophesied that Simeon and Levi would be both scattered amongst the other tribes, and that is what we find. And they have this stone, and this green shows a tendency to extremism, also to jealousy. Green with jealousy is a popular saying. On one hand, on the other hand, it also shows a certain degree of contentment, of happiness, of being able to get along with people. You have these contradictory qualities, but that is life. That is the way people are. People can have contradictory qualities within them at one and the same time. Next stone was the Barakat. The name Barakat is based on the root Barak in Hebrew, which means lightning. And the Barakat stone was actually streaks of lightning, red, white, and black. That was the Barakat stone. It was associated with Levi, and the Levi is to be found amongst the Jewish people but also